off the track has to cycle back behind the pack, while Rolling Rainbow able to break free of that pack for a second scoring pass. 8 points on the board for the Skateriots.
Rolling Rainbow has re-engaged with the pack, and they are on their, appears to be, third scoring run. Abysmal now continuing to make their way through the track and through the pack, however, seeming to be knocked out of bounds about every quarter and getting recycled. Still doing a great job working at the back of the pack now. Skateriots able to reform a tripod. Looks like it's braced by number 50. That is Goldie Blocks.
Oh, and Just Kai coming in with the offense. Breaks up that wall. Ready. And a quick hop on that outside. A little shirt whip there from Elizabeaten Tragedy. Picks up lead jammer status for the New England Skateriots.
Number 1, Green Eggs and Slam jammer for Rochester area. Currently working towards the... Oh, nope. The defense has reformed around Green Eggs and Slam. Slowing momentum. Meanwhile, it is Elizabeaten Tragedy now on a scoring run. 1 blocker to beat, and does so. 4 more points going to be put up on the board.
Oh, nice little dip underneath the arms of the Quicksilver blocking. These juniors, they're real smart.
That they are. So we have up on the line Abysmal facing against the Mad Skater. The Mad Skater is jammer for the Skateriots and lead jammer. Abysmal also through the pack as well, so both jammers on a scoring run. Re-engaged with the pack, skirting the way down through this.
Kind of cleared the way there for Abysmal so that Abysmal could sneak right past, get some points on the board before the Riots called it off.
Helen Killer and Scarlet Fever out now, jamming for their respective teams. It is Scarlet Fever through first, however, did not get lead jammer status. It looks like there was some contact on the way through.
Oh, and Helen Killer going to the penalty box, so there will be no lead jammer. This is a power jam for Scarlet Fever, but since there was a no pass, no penalty, no lead is called. Just time to score as many points as possible in these 30 seconds of penalty. Fun fact?
Followed by another minute and a half of skating your heart out.
Fun fact, I actually had Scarlet Fever as a child. Most people in the modern era do not get that, and I am always the oddball.
I'm guessing at the time it was not exactly a great fact.
No, it ruined Halloween, let me tell you. Ooh, Just Kai coming up, racing to the front of the pack, catches Helen Killer, pushes off the track and drags them all the way back into turn 2.
And a couple quick penalties on the Skateriots blocking contingent. Means that they have a slightly depleted pack. It is a 4-2 pack advantage. Helen Killer now being held up at the back of the pack by, looks like, is that Cherry Bomb and Just Kai. However, finally able to break their way through. 4 points going to be put up on the board for Rochester.
Scarlet Fever making quick work of this pack with some offensive help by Just Kai. Gets that third scoring pass.
So now both jammers will do their best to go tit for tat, point for point. We'll look for any other points that are held in the pocket.
So review to be assessed on red 100 due to low block.
Meanwhile, it is Abysmal out for Rochester area, facing off against Land Shark for the Skateriots. And I do believe we have a little bit of information regarding the official review.
So the official review, the Quicksilver was asking for a penalty to be assessed to number 100, Just Kai. They asked for one penalty. The referees agreed that they believe they were asking for a low block. The referees agreed that there was a penalty, but it was a direction, and a penalty was assessed to Just Kai. So white out there jamming for the Quicksilver up against number 34, Nutcracker. I think this is the first time we're seeing Morningstar jam this morning.
Do you believe it is? But it is Nutcracker out first for the Skateriots, picking up lead jammer status.
Morningstar also able to break out of that pack. Completes the initial pass, but this is a scoring pass now for Nutcracker. Nutcracker, again, lead jammer is in control of this. Oh, that was a big hit there by
Elizabeaten Tragedy.
Elizabeaten Tragedy. We see Elizabeaten jam quite a bit, but dang, that's some good blocking skills there.
Unfortunately, Elizabeaten Tragedy had just come from the penalty box and is now back. So early on in this first half, 2 penalties.
Yeah, and especially if you're in the jammer rotation, that
could get dangerous.
Yeah. But talking about the crash course penalty box, we've got number 00, Morningstar, sitting in there. This is unfortunate for the Quicksilver because this is giving New England Skateriots a power jam. Inside line, wide open. Nutcracker going through almost untouched, picks up another easy 4 points. That's the 4th scoring pass, and we see the whip. Wide open inside line again. 20-point jam for Nutcracker.
The Skateriots blockers are doing a phenomenal job of making sure that Oh, hi, and a little wee Beastie going into the outside lane now.
I was waiting for it. In my head, I was trying to formulate if I could properly give that Scottish accent.
But it is the Skateriots able to take lead jammer status once again as No Mercy Marcy speeds along the outside quickly and has re-engaged at the pivot line.
Scarlet Fever making sure that Beastie loses a little bit of track position, drags them back to the Centris Digital pivot or jammer line. But Beastie able to clear the pack, complete that initial pass. No Mercy. Morningstar trying to keep that inside line held, but Landshark sees the opening on the outside. Quick juke is around on the out, picks up lead.
And a beautiful block there by Morningstar on Just Kai. Get that lane open. Landshark quickly threw on the outside for 4 additional points.
Oh no, Hex going to the penalty box. So this is a power jam for the Skateriots.
And that does look like it was a cut track penalty.
Ooh, nice little hop there.
Pack now starting to get a little bit spread out. Gives Landshark the ability to grab another 4 quickly.
Again, beautiful work there by Just Kai. With the Quicksilver Jammer still in the penalty box, this is going to be a power start for number 5, the Mad Skater.
Mad Skater working at the front of the pack now and has 1 blocker to beat. Puts the shoulder down, just drives their way through, picks up lead jammer status. Hex is completed with the penalty and is engaged with the pack at turn number 2.
Ooh, nice little dip and a hop underneath the pivot there. Picks up 4 easy points.
Not sure I've ever seen an apex jump on the outside turn.
No, that's bravery. And that's something, I'm sure is unique to juniors. Juniors are going to be taking outside hops. Oh yeah, you adults, you can hop the inside, I can hop the outside.
And wee Beastie with a wee big hit to the outside on the Mad Skater. Forcing the recycle behind the jammer line now.
Wee Beastie doing the work on that outside. Just giving those gentle little love taps to the Mad Skater, but just enough to keep the Mad Skater off the track and having to cycle back, losing a little bit of track position, biding some time there.
Quicksilver defense continuing to do a very good job of holding.
Ready, and it looks like we have number 8 again, Abysmal, taking on number 10, Wither right through the middle. I believe that was a 7-10 split. Manages to get through that pack is lead jammer, but Abysmal not far behind.
Both of these jammers very, very quick. Wither deciding to take 4 points and continue on. I was a little curious about that strategy. However, the Skateriots defense is continuing to do a great job of holding Abysmal up. So very smart move there. Good call.
Abysmal also on a scoring run. It took advantage of the fact that Scarlet Fever was sent to the penalty. Quicksilver. Spicing it up here in the Quicksilver rotation. Oh, but no mercy. Marcy's is quickly through that pack. Lead jammer once again for New England.
Yeah, they were very light on their wheels on that pass, stepping over a lot of skates there.
Nice tap there again by Wee Beastie. Wee Beastie able to fend off a Skateriots blocker to get back and force No Mercy Marcy back. Wee Beastie looks like they're just waiting at the front of that pack like, okay, come at me, I got you. Nice hit there by Wee Beastie.
Hell's coming with a recycled back to the top of the apex. Oh, both jammers now being recycled all the way back. Pack is now stalled at the back straightaway. Hell's coming.
That's number 4, Elizabeaten Tragedy, taking on Abysmal. Elizabeaten Tragedy had all the daylight on that inside line, picks up lead jammer relatively easy, but Abysmal not far behind.
Elizabeaten Tragedy now working at the front of the pack. Quicksilver with one last try there to knock him out of bounds, however does not, and that was number 444, Juggs Mcgee. Both jammers now re-engaging with the pack at the jammer line.
Ooh, nice blocking there by number 7734, Slayla. Just a slight slide to the right, pushes Abysmal off the track.
Back to the pivot line. Abysmal now working at the back of the pack. And finally able to break through. 4 points going to be put up on the board for Quicksilver.
Looks like we've got another penalty box trip here. That is number 668, the Bobcat. Hearing some no pack calls out of our referees. Skaters have to reform and let Elizabeaten Tragedy go. Picks up another 4 points. That's a 16-point pass so far. Can she get 5 more and pick up 20? She's gonna try. Helen Killer being sent to the penalty box. Big hit from Juggs Mcgee. Draws Elizabeaten back. Elizabeaten goes ahead and calls it off. Gets 1.
Green Eggs and Slam on the line again for the Quicksilver, facing off against the Mad Skater, number 5. Beastie with a nice recycle back to the jammer line on the Mad Skater. Pack has stopped at the pivot line. Beastie putting their arms up, expected a cut track penalty. And appears they got it as the Mad Skater heads to the penalty box.
Cut track on Mad Skater.
And Green Eggs and Slam getting a penalty as well, so we will have a jammer do-si-do as the Mad Skater has returned to the track, has re-engaged the back straightaway at turn number 3, quickly through. And that was their initial pass, so no points on the board yet.
Ooh, nice little tiptoe on the toe stops on that outside line. Almost makes it past the Skateriots defense, gets tapped in the outfield, has to come in behind a Nutcracker.
Both defensive contingents doing a good job of recycling the jammers back. And that was a scoring pass by Green Eggs and Slam. 4 points going to be put up on the board for Rochester. As you were, that was the initial as well. The Mad Skater returning to the penalty box for another cut track penalty. This gives a power jam once again to Quicksilver and Green Eggs and Slam. 4 points up on the board. Beastie and Helen Killer waiting for Green Eggs and Slam, giving some offensive help there before the jam comes.
Oh, and this is a power start for Quicksilver and Abysmal. Abysmal stretching out that pack. No pack is able to get lead jammer just as completing that initial pass and getting in scoring position. The Mad Skater released from the penalty box, played a little jammer on jammer defense there. Mad Skater able to get through easily on the inside, completes the initial pass, but this is Abysmal's jam. Abysmal hoping to get some points there, get the points on the board. Oh, and calls it off, but not. Beastie looking to play some defense right off of that line. I see Beastie eyeing up those skates, takes a hit on Landshark, knocks Landshark down, but then goes to the infield.
Okay. Thank
and
you.
Unfortunately it gets taken back.
It's just being able to see the name with it as well. Thank you.
I mean, I'm impressed that those knees bend. Mine do not. And here we go, Abysmal and number 34, Nutcracker? As my voice goes high. Oh, this is a foot race there. Big hit and fall from Juggs Mcgee. Nutcracker out of the pack is your lead jammer. Again, Abysmal also completing that initial pass.
Nutcracker able to find the inside lane open. 4 points going to be put up on the board. Abysmal has re-engaged with the pack at turn number 2. Now getting recycled back towards the top of the apex. Nutcracker working at the front of the pack, deciding not to call it off. 4 more points going to be put up on the board, and then they call it off. 2 points.
Of Helen Killer jamming so far. Lots of blocking. I believe Helen Killer jammed a lot yesterday in yesterday's games. Glad to see the star back on her head, but no mercy, Marczy. Yep.
Good.
Go ahead.
No. She was out once earlier in the half. And then, you're right, it has been blocking since. Both jammers now within the pack itself. Helen Killer working the front of the pack. That tripod based by just Kai. Tripod falling apart now. Oh, however, recycled back to turn number 3. Penalty on No Mercy Marcy. So this will be a power jam for the Quicksilver.
And no lead jammer here, so this will go to the end of the jam clock. 1 minute left on that jam clock. Ooh, Helen Killer going directly into the side of just Kai, going down. Kai just chipping away at Helen. Helen's trying to look for any opening. But while everyone is circled around Helen Killer, that inside lane is just nothing but daylight. No Mercy Marcy returns to the track, slips right past undetected, picks up 4 easy points.
Now a quick recycle on No Mercy Marcy towards the jammer line. Quickly recovers, however, and through for an additional 4 points. Helen Keller working at the back of the pack. Once again, that tripod has reformed by the Skateriots. Just Kai now rotating in. Spin move slowed the action down. You see how many more points?
I know in the MRDA, Sharpies have been banned, so you cannot write your numbers on your arms anymore, friends. And just like that, we have Elizabeaten Tragedy, lead jammer for the Skateriots.
I don't think there was anything more than maybe 2 or 3 seconds for lead jammer status to be decided on that.
Absolutely.
Very
These juniors
fast.
get out quick.
And I will admit, Elizabeaten Tragedy, probably one of my new favorite skater names.
Agreed. I was thinking that myself.
Well, jammers now working in the pack. Elizabeaten Tragedy finds the outside lane open. 4 additional points going to be put up on the board for the Skateriots.
Abysmal finding themselves just trapped behind this tripod, trying to squeeze past on the outside, but being met in every turn by that defense. Finally slides to the inside, finds that opening, gets out of the pack, picks up 4 points.
And 4 points also on the Skateriots side. The jam is getting called off, looks like. Both jammers attempt to find the outside line. However, the blocking contingents were all there as well. Scarlet Fever able to break through, picks up lead jammer status for the Skateriots. Thorns now working at the back of the pack. Beautiful block there by number 314, Cherry Bomb to the inside.
Absolutely. Looked like at the beginning of that jam there, Thorns got cut up in their own teammate and went down. Was able to recover quickly, but just recovered right into a thorn of Skateriots. Scarlet Fever muscles the way through, breaks apart that 2-wall, picks up 4 points.
Quicksilver now giving some offensive help there, trying to break Thorns through.
Good track awareness there by Scarlet Fever. Wasn't quite sure, thought maybe there was a skate out and went ahead and recycled themselves back.
Scarlet Fever able to muscle their way through on the inside. 4 more points going to be put up on the board for the Skateriots.
I love when a jammer jams like the blocker that they are.
Thorns continue to work at the back of the pack. Toxic Drops is bracing that tripod beautifully. While they have been rolling, they have not given Thorns any inch forward.
Oh, and right.
Oh, now it is the correct number, 09 for Rolling Rainbow.
Oh, Rolling Rainbow rolling to that outside, trying to get up on those toe stops. Ooh, it goes down and underneath number 11, Grim Reaper. Pops right back up. Again, getting some offensive help from Just Kai. First out of the pack. Clean as a whistle. Lead jam goes to Rolling Rainbow.
A penalty called on Just Kai. So it was serving 30 seconds in the penalty box. Meanwhile, Rolling Rainbow able to break through on the outside, picks up 4 additional points. And that was a back block penalty on Just Kai.
Ooh, that was a little, I don't think intentional jammer on jammer action, but Rolling Rainbow tapped out, kind of boxed out Abysmal. Abysmal had to recycle, lost some track position.
Rolling Rainbow doing a good job of coming.
And you have to make that split-second decision of when you're going to switch.
So number 5641, Land Shark, out for the Skateriots, facing off against Elizabeaten, number 24. Cool little interesting fact we found out. 5641 is actually the lifeguard code for a shark bite. As Land Shark through with a giant smile on their face.
Land Shark's excited that we now know that that's a shark bite. For sure, with the Mad Skater and Abysmal. Ooh, big hit from Grim Reaper on the Mad Skater. Takes Mad Skater off the track, which is just what Abysmal wanted. Gets out of that pack first. Is your lead jammer for Rochester.
We are seeing Rochester coming out of halftime with a new sense of urgency as Abysmal able to break through. 4 more points going to be put up on the board. Is about to re-engage with the pack at turn number 3. Nice rotation in that tripod.
I believe they were doing the jerk. These kids know dances from the 60s? What? The 1960s?
And a quick shoulder jammer hit as Wee Beastie now working at the front of the pack has 1 blocker to beat. Rolling Rainbow tries to put a hit to the outside, but it is Wee Beastie able to break through first, picking up lead jammer status. Pack starting to pick up a little bit of speed now, starting to spread out and trying to reform now. And just in time to push Wee Beastie to the outside.
Wee Beastie getting caught up by Scarlet Fever. Scarlet Fever and Cherry Bomb, though, out of play, have to let Wee Beastie go.
Elizabeaten doing a good job of slowing up No Mercy Marcy. However, finally able to break through as well.
Ooh, nice little spin maneuver and juke to the end from Wee Beastie to pick up 4 points. Yeah, definitely seems like there has been a refresh and
Abysmal and Elizabeaten tragedy out for the respective teams.
Ooh, look at that. Abysmal right through the inside, lead jammer.
And that is 3 lead jams in a row for Quicksilver. Again, trying to turn the tide of the first half and doing a good job of it.
Oh, but Elizabeaten tragedy being dragged back by Grim Reaper. While Abysmal trying to work the front of that pack there, gets caught at the last second by Just Kai, and Just Kai forces. Elizabeaten's been a nice addition to this Rochester jammer rotation. Ooh, nice work there. Tap to the inside. But that shift to the out is what was needed for the Skateriots. Opens up that inside for Nutcracker, and Nutcracker is your lead jammer. Isn't that a Boston home team, the Naughty Nutcrackers?
One of the home teams is the Nutcrackers. Yes. And speaking of, Nutcracker is through for another 4. Took the outside on that one. Last second hit by Helen Killer, however, maintained their balance.
Oh, nice hit there by Slayla.
Nutcracker working at the front of the pack and just muscles their way through that tripod. 4 more points going to be put up on the board for each team. And the Mad Skater has completed their time in the penalty box. I was about to say the penalty box is seen Casper today at least. I'm not sure if they skated jammed yesterday. And they're facing off against 105 Scarlet Fever.
I just realized this whole time that I've been confusing Grim Reaper and Casper. I am so apologetic.
And it looks like Casper was called on a penalty. I do believe it was a cut track penalty. Just waiting for confirmation on that. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
And that means lead jammer status is going to be number 105, Scarlet Fever.
And Grim Reaper was also in the penalty box, so that was double 11s sitting and serving 30-second penalties. Grim Reaper released from the penalty box, solidifies those 4 blockers on the track, which gives the advantage to Scarlet Fever to complete a scoring pass. Picks up 4. All blockers released from the penalty box for Quicksilver. So they are working hard. Beastie again, just maneuvering side to side, pushing Scarlet Fever off the track. Nice work there by Scarlet Fever. Kind of dips hips around. Abysmal gets out of the pack.
So we are now in jam number 8, Helen Killer facing off against Wither, and it is Helen Killer number 22 for the Quicksilver, picking up lead jammer status.
Wither, not a fan of the fact that Helen Killer is lead jammer and just put on those jets and flew around that track into the pack. Oh, unfortunately also gets called on a forearm penalty. So this is going to be a power jam for Helen Killer.
And Helen Killer now working against that front of the pack. Nice tripod there, was able to make their way through. 4 points going to be put up on the board. Quicksilver now starting to knock on the century mark.
A little bit of some passive offense here from the Quicksilver. Keeps things slow, just what Helen Killer needed. Slides around on the outside, gets 4 more points. This is an 8-point scoring pass so far for Helen Killer.
Rochester blockers doing a good job now of switching back from defense to offense. And Helen Killer decides to call that off.
If we look at the points on the board currently, yes, it's a big gap, but we are actually seeing a great fight on the track by both teams here. So I am excited to see this kind of reversal of fortune, shall we say, for the Quicksilver.
Definitely some new
and look
intensity.
At that. Lead jammer goes to number 20, Hex.
Exactly what we were saying just right there. Quicksilver came out at halftime with a completely new intensity.
Ooh, and a little star stasher-rooney there for Rolling Rainbow. Is able to do the sneaky sneak on the inside, gets out of the pack, puts that star back on. Oh, right up the line, Kai, putting a tiny little tap on Green Eggs and Slam, gives that open. space for Scarlet Fever. Scarlet Fever is your lead jammer. One little hip tap there on number 319 Thorns, and Scarlet Fever is around for another 4 points in this jam.
Skateriots continue to be the bane for Abysmal, continuing to recycle them back and keeping the pack strung out. This is giving Scarlet Fever and the Skateriots ample time to move around the blocking contingent and continue to pick up these points. And a big hit there by Green Eggs and Slam. Recycling Scarlet Fever to the outside. And then met 22 Helen Killer on the inside for another recycle.
And this is not what the Quicksilver wanted, a cut track being called on number 8, Abysmal. This is a power jam for Scarlet Fever and the Skateriots.
Scarlet Fever with 3 blockers to beat. Big shoulder there by Helen Killer. And Scarlet Fever decides.
Rolling start there for Elizabeaten Tragedy on this power start. Mere blink of an eye, and Elizabeaten Tragedy is out of that pack as your lead. Abysmal release from the penalty box, coming in hot. Has to complete that initial pass, but whoa, that inside line open. Casper trying to close it out, but Elizabeaten Tragedy just 1 second faster, gets those 4 points. Ooh, nice work there by Abysmal. Little almost turned themselves into a C to avoid that hit, get out and pick those 4 points.
And Quicksilver now has a slight pack advantage as a multiplayer block was called on Landshark.
10:30, providing delicious foods again. I know I am planning on hitting up Stonefire or wood-fired pizzas again. Second pizza of the weekend. And I feel like some of these skaters deserve a pizza refuel after all of this hard derby action. Oh no.
And Skateriots able to pick up lead jammer status, and this was the first scoring pass for them, 4 points.
Yeah, Morningstar being called out. I believe that was a cut track there, so this is a power jam for Rolling Rainbow.
Quick little shove out by Green Eggs and Slam. However, issued a forearm penalty for it, but not before a quick recycle, which slowed down Rolling Rainbow. However, not for long, as 4 additional points going to be put up on the board for the Skateriots.
Nice little cut maneuver there from Rolling Rainbow. Gets around the Quicksilver blocker. I believe that was 319 Thorns.
And the Skateriots providing a lot of offensive help there, just getting in the way enough to ensure that lanes remain open for Rolling Rainbow.
The track cut occurred, so therefore there was no blame.
Okay.
Already.
So they were looking for a reversal on the cut.
We are underway, and I believe that our alt ref has just come over and given us the skinny on that official review. What did they say, Q?
Yeah, so Quicksilver was looking for, there was a cut track penalty and they wanted it reversed as the blocker who hit the jammer was out of bounds at the time. Referees conferred and agreed that there was no beneficial position change. Thus, Quicksilver actually had that reversed and retains their challenge.
Beautiful. And Quicksilver felt the empowerment there, turned that into lead jammer. But Abysmal, being taken off the track, has to return in again behind Just Kai. Just Kai's just is perfect position there to continue to shut down Abysmal, while we've got Nutcracker actually getting the business there at the front of the pack from Wee Beastie. Wee Beastie shoving Abysmal, or shoving
An MVP in my book.
I was like, that. Test them, see if they're real metal.
Meanwhile, this is a Mad Skater facing off against Comin. Mad Skater able to break through on the inside, picks up lead jammer status for the Skateriots.
Ooh, nice little juke there to the out for the Mad Skater. 4 easy points.
Casper completed the time in the penalty box and has...
It's like your little victories. Ooh, and Elizabeaten tragedy takes the power of that little wound and rolls right past lead jammer again for the New England Skateriots.
And that was pretty awesome because Green Eggs and Slam actually had that inside lane fully wide open, a good 2 feet on that line. 15, No Mercy Marcy, immediately cut over from lane number 3 to close the door.
No Mercy Marcy as the pivot up there, controlling this tripod, moving them in each direction to close the gap there. But that out inside line again left open for Green Eggs and Slam, able to pick up 4 points, while Elizabeaten tragedy on a 3rd scoring pass, 12-4 so far in this jam in favor of Elizabeaten tragedy.
Both jammers now in the middle of the pack as it gets called off.
And this time for Rick. Landshark. We said Landshark at the same time, and that was the motivation Helen Killer needed to get to earn that lead jammer status, but 56-41 coming up hot. Maybe I'm seeing a little shark bite action here. Oh, but Elizabeaten tragedy. The Helen Killer able to take that outside line, gets 4 points. Maybe a little confusion there. Saw a whistle, thought there was a penalty being called, and was correct. There was a cut track penalty on Helen Killer. Gets sent to the penalty box, so now this is a power jam for Landshark. And we have and another cut track. So we're going to have a jammer do-si-do. As soon as Landshark hits that penalty box, it will free Helen Killer. And Helen Killer and Landshark will only have to serve the same amount of time as Helen Killer. So these are going to be shortened penalties for sure.
Shortened penalties, but a longer jam because this means there is no lead jammer. Both jammers now have to skate the full 2 minutes and try to rack up as many points as possible.
Oh, Helen Killer forgot that when you go to the penalty box, you lose your lead jam abilities. Thought that she could call it off, and then, kind of shook her head and went, oh, no, darn it. I have to keep going. I have at least 30 more seconds left.
I would definitely be saying darn it a lot right now because Just Kai is continuing to put a hip on Helen Killer to the inside, then the outside. Outstanding job just recycling continuously.
And while Just Kai is causing destruction, Landshark made a beautiful apex hop there, gets out of the... Scarlet Fever working those lines into outs, using their team as a shield there, gets around, picks up lead jammer, while this New England blocking force is just stuck like glue to Abysmal.
Abysmal now finally able to break through, but 4 points are going up on the board for the Skateriots. Beastie completed the time in the penalty box and has rejoined the blocking contingent for Quicksilver.
Ooh, Beastie, big hit. Ooh, nice work there by number 5, the Mad Skater. Sees that if they just turn sideways, there's just enough of a space to get past. Picks up lead jammer pretty darn quick. But we've got number 20, Hex, also able to complete the initial pass there. First scoring pass for Mad Skater, while Hex is in there doing work trying to get around Rolling Rainbow. Well, that's what we've got: Rolling Rainbow, Cherry Bomb, and Toxic Drops.
Quicksilver blocking continued, just sitting and waiting. Good knock to the outside by number 11, Casper.
Oh, and that helmet cover was not firmly.
The jammer line for the Skateriots.
I may have to hold on to something.
8, Abysmal.
wait, we're going to see Kai jam. Oh, look at that. Just runs, sprints up that inside on those toe stops. Lead jam. This is an end of the game treat.
Pack now starting to speed up quite a bit. Beautiful apex off there for 4 points. Abysmal through the pack as well.
Ooh.
Pack now starting to spread out just a little bit, but then reforms.
Nice work there by the Quicksilver, but Kai is able to get around down skater Bully Eilish.
And Beastie pushed Just Kai right to the rope, but Just Kai had enough just awareness to move inbounds.
Abysmal trying to find the way, has to get past Slayla. Slayla sends Abysmal flying. Just Kai, again, making it easy.
Like not required, as that penalty was reversed.
Yes.
Meanwhile, it is number 105, Scarlet Fever, out and lead jammer for the Skateriots.
And this most likely will be our last jam. Oh, and a final jam. We've got Juggs Mcgee. Wow. I don't think we've seen Juggs Mcgee jam at all. So this is a fun one. I think that Juggs is aging out of juniors this year and will be joining Flower Sylvie.
Juggs doing a very good job on that outside line, facing off against number 668. That's a Bobcat. Juggs now working on the inside and able to do so. Breaks through with 4 points for the Quicksilver.
Ooh, nice tap there by number 11, Casper. Just puts enough hit on Scarlet Fever that Scarlet kind of did a little wobble out of bounds, has to reset. Ooh, big hit there on Juggs Mcgee.
Juggs Mcgee almost through the pack, however, Skateriots able to reform and push out of bounds. And now a penalty being issued that is going to give a power jam opportunity to the Skateriots now.
And Scarlet Fever, lead jammer, calls the jam off. This is the end of our game. Unofficially official. New England Skateriots takes the win, 356 to a very respectable 140 points on the board for the Rochester Area Junior Roller Derby. We are going to give these skaters some high fives, and then we're going to do a MVP awards announcement for our 3 junior teams that were here today. This has been my pleasure announcing this last JRDA game of the day. I'm Pinky Donchadero, here with my new best friend,
I am cute. And for those of you in the Derbyverse, just remember we do have another game coming up shortly. That is the Women's Flat Track Roller Derby, Bay State versus New Hampshire Roller Derby.
Mcgee. Okay, for Mcgee we have number 105 Scarlet Fever.